I'm Gavin Davis, and my first question is, how long have you been in your field?
Well, I graduated from college in 1962 with a Bachelor of Science from Tennessee Tech, and then I got an advanced degree from Virginia Tech, and a master's and a PhD from there. So I've actually been working in this field for, I'm retired now, but I worked in it for about 50 years.
Okay. And what exactly does a material scientist do?
Basically, they study how to change materials and utilize materials in all kinds of different processes. So, for instance, my specialty was in semiconductor materials, and what we looked at was the impurities that are in semiconductor materials and how that affects the electrical and optical properties, and how you can miniaturize electronic processes through use of semiconductor materials if you scale the properties to do what you want them to do.
Okay, and what drove you to be a material scientist?
Say that again?
What drove you to be a material scientist?
Actually, what happened was I went to work for NASA, and I started working in heat shield materials that protected satellites and things when they re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. And as a result of that, I got interested in electronic materials and shifted into that. My goal all along was to eventually be an astronaut, and but I wanted to do something that was fun while I was trying to get to be an astronaut.
Okay. And what are some of the specifications needed to be a material scientist?
The specifications for being a material scientist basically are having a desire to utilize the material to develop some sort of a commercial product or to improve a commercial product or create a product. And so what you would be able to stand the meet in order to have it the way you want it to.
Okay, and do you have any interesting facts about material scientists?
Well, I think one interesting fact is that in the semiconductor world, the materials are basically very, very pure. And the room that you're in there, the amount of impurities that you have to put into a semiconductor material to control electro-optical properties, if you fill that room with ping pong balls and two of them were red and the rest were white, that little bit of impurity will give you the properties that you want.
Okay, and we heard did you go to space?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get to fly 2 times, and I've got a little preface to that. The hardest part about getting to be an astronaut is getting selected. I started wanting to be an astronaut when I was 10 years old after seeing a movie called Destination Moon. But there weren't any space programs during that time. But when I got into college, the Russians launched a satellite and NASA was formed, and the U.S. decided they wanted to go to the moon. I decided I'd like to be an astronaut for sure. And so I applied for about 17 or 18 years and never was selected. So I called them. They said, "You're colorblind, so you'll never get to be an astronaut." But then they created a special group for scientists, and you could be colorblind with that. And so 16 years later, I was finally selected. It took me almost 35 years of trying to get to be an astronaut. So the moral of that story is never, ever give up. At almost 56, I got picked to fly. And then probably the most exciting experience about being an astronaut is the launch. And you go out on launch morning and get in the shuttle, and it's about 7 stories tall. It's 124 feet long, sitting on the pad. And you're lying on your back because if you were sitting up, it would cause the blood to drain down, the acceleration forces would cause the blood to drain out of your head, and you'd pass out. So they want to force it to go through your chest. So you're lying down, and when you take off, it pushes your internal organs, back against your rib cage so hard that your lungs, which are like little balloons, are compressed. and trying to breathe in is like trying to blow up a football if somebody's got their foot resting on it. So it's really hard to breathe in. Takes about, pushes you back in your seat at 2.7 times the force of gravity for the first 2 minutes. And then those big white solid rockets on the side run out of fuel. They burnt 1.1 million pounds of explosive in that 2 minutes. If they pop, are blown off to the side and fall back into the ocean. It gets real quiet on board, and then you go back up to 3 times the force of gravity. So somebody like me would weigh about 600 pounds at that point if we were standing up. And again, it's kind of hard to breathe. And then after 8 minutes, the main engine shut off, you unbuckle your seatbelt, and you can just float around. You're going 17,500 miles an hour, and you go around the world every 90 minutes. So you have 45 minutes of daylight and 45 minutes of darkness, 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every day.
Okay, I think that's all of our questions. Thank you.